Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Gigi with Gigi Loves Beauty 2, and I'm back with another video. And today is my long-awaited eyeshadow palette collection video, y'all. So I'm not gonna waste no more time. I'm not gonna go ahead with a long intro. We just gonna get right into it, okay? Without further ado, let's get started with this video, y'all. All right, so if you are new here, these two pieces right here are where I store all of my makeup. This houses literally all of my personal makeup collection, and I don't feel like taking every single eyeshadow palette out right now for you to guess, but I'm just going to show you the drawers. So I've got this drawer right here with all of my palettes that have bigger packaging. I have palettes here in these two containers, and also some right there. I actually did just recently declutter some palettes. And then I have my singles and my small eyeshadow palettes here, which I already filmed a video showcasing all of these, so I'm not going to show all of these in this video. I will go ahead and link the video for this part of my collection in the description box, so if you have not seen it, you can check that out and you can see the insides of all of those palettes. But this right here is my main Big Daddy eyeshadow palette drawer, and I apologize for you can see me in the shadows, but my lighting in here is not that good. I'm going to take these out section by section and show you the palettes. So yeah, just taking a gander looking at all of these, how many do you think I own? Just by kind of glazing over this. I'll give you a few seconds. So, are you guys ready for the number? I can't believe this, y'all. So as of today that I'm filming this video, I own 203 eyeshadow palettes. And actually that number is going to go up to 206 because I have 3 more palettes that are on the way. But as of right now that I'm filming this video, that is how many palettes I own. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with showing you guys the palettes that are in this drawer first. I'm gonna take them out of here. We'll open them up. I'll do a few swatches just of some of my favorite shades. But yeah, grab your drink, grab your snack. It's probably gonna be a long video. Let's get into it. Okay, here is the first batch of eyeshadow palettes I'm gonna show you. These palettes are palettes that I own that have really large packaging that are from that other top drawer that I showed you. So let me go ahead and get into these. This one is from Bella Pierre Cosmetics. I actually found this palette on Amazon and got it on sale for like 80% off. It's the Safari eyeshadow 35 color eyeshadow palette. I have not used this yet, but it's got a beautiful color story. It's got 2 pressed glitters in it and nice and warm. I have yet to try it. I've only swatched maybe 1 or 2 shades out of here. Yeah, I think I just swatched this one and this one. I'll save the swatches for my like special palettes, but yeah, that's that one, neutral with a pop of color. This palette I only paid like $10 for, and it retails for like $54. Next one is one of my favorite Profusion palettes. This is the Profusion Starlit palette. I love using this palette in the fall. It's a gorgeous color story, and what I love about this, again, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again if you are new to my channel. I know there's a lot of you out there that do not care for pressed glitter or glitter in general. That is not me, okay? I'm very extra with my makeup and I love pressed glitter. So when I have a palette that has all these options of pressed glitter, I absolutely love it. Each row of this palette has a corresponding pressed glitter. I do wish they were in the same position in the palette so that it could be just pressed glitters all in one row, but that's all right. But yeah, the shade names are on the plastic, but Profusion is an affordable brand. You will also see that I have a really, a very eclectic variety of brands in my collection. I like affordable, I like super affordable from Dollar Tree, I like expensive, I like mid-range, I like a little bit of everything. This one is from Pinky Rose Cosmetics, and again, I just got finished telling y'all that I love pressed glitter. This is the Pinky Rose Hypnotize palette. This is an entire palette of pressed glitter. I mean, I really don't think I need to say anything more. It's just an entire palette of pressed glitter. I bought it during BOXYCHARM, one of the BOXYCHARM pop-up sales last year. So yeah, there's that. Told you I love pressed glitter. All right, let me, actually, I'm going to show you this one. This is the ABH Norvina. I believe this is the number 5 palette. This is the purple one. Yes, the Norvina 5, and this palette is absolutely gorgeous. Hold on, I want to open it. I do not want to break it. And I'm going to try not to blind you, but that is the color story of this palette here. I mean, just the most beautiful purple lover's dream palette. This is the only large Norvina palette that I own. The other ones did not. The other ones did not appeal to me very much. These are my Glam Light palettes. These are the only Glam Light palettes that I own. So first is the Wine palette. This is from their cocktail collection that they did last year, I believe, or the year before. Was it last year? I think it was last year, yeah. It was last year. That's when I purchased it. So this is a Wine palette. This is the only one out of this collection that I own. I have to try this palette again because I really like Glam Light's formula. However, when I tried the mattes, they were very patchy on me. And you know, it's very hard to formulate purple shades. And you know, I hear mixed opinions about Glam Light. See, now it swatches so good. And it could have been the base that I used. But when I went to put these on my eyes, I just didn't like how they turned out. The matte shades anyway, but the shimmers are gorgeous. Like, that's the shade called Chardonnay. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I swatched the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Put that one right over top. I think this one is called Fruity. So yeah, there's some swatches of that palette. Like I said, I have to try it again because I wasn't a huge fan of this when I first tried it. So I got to give it another chance. Okay, next we have the Glam Light Donut palette. I know this brand gets a lot of flack for their packaging. The packaging is super extra, but I freaking love it. And I will never get rid of the extra packaging, but this is the donut palette. It's beautiful. It's got a highlighter in the center where you can use this as a highlighter, or you can also use it as an eyeshadow. It's absolutely stunning. And then the last Glam Light palette that I have is the Glam Light Cake palette, which again, look at this. It comes with a little oven. It is just so stinking cute. I just love their packaging. And then I've also found out that they are a Black owned, woman owned brand, which makes the brand even more appealing to me. So that's that. And then this right here, this is my beloved Natasha Denona mini love story bundle. I'll just show you the palette. This is the PR package. I won this in a giveaway like 2 years ago, but I'll just show you the palette. I still keep it in the PR packaging. I will never get rid of this because it was the first PR package that I ever won. So I will never get rid of it. It'll stay just like this for nostalgia purposes. It's a pretty palette. I've used it maybe once or twice. Not too much versatility. Actually, the shades lean, the mattes lean a little bit more purple than they do pink. But this shade is gorgeous. This shade is really nice too. It's a really nice palette. But I feel like it's more of a companion palette than a palette that you can use just on its own. So now I wanted to show you the palettes that I have pulled for that are in my current Shop My Stash. I am filming this video in December in 2022. And I believe this video is going to come out before my January Shop My Stash. So as of right now, these are the palettes that I've been using to create looks with. So some of these are little ones that you've already seen. But first I have the Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions palette. I have the Juvia's Place, the Grays, Rebel Grays quad. This is the Ruby May Cosmetics Peppermint Mocha palette. This is beautiful. This has a really nice formula. I used it once and I really did enjoy it. Definitely want to use that again. I have the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe Bling Boss palette. I found this at TJ Maxx. I have yet to use this one. This one is from Prism Makeup. I got this in a You Can Be Amazon bundle. It's pretty much 2 Huda Beauty palettes in one. This is the Supreme Femme palette. So this side right here is kind of a dupe for the mauve. And this one right here, I believe, is a dupe for like the warm browns or the topaz, one of the two. But it's nice to have that color story in one palette. This is my one and only full-size Natasha Denona palette that I own. This is the Natasha Denona Safari palette. It is the all matte one. This is one of the big dogs. That's $129. I bought this on sale from Sephora some years back for 50% off, and I use it as a companion palette. Here's two of my ABHs. We have the ABH Sultry palette. Like, oh, the packaging of this is just absolutely stunning. As you can see, my palette is pretty well loved. This is my favorite shade right here, Cyborg. Oh, I love that shade. This is just such a beautiful cool tone palette. It also clean, a little bit warm. Perfect for the holiday season. That's why I have it pulled. Next one is another limited edition palette. This is the Carly Bible palette. And I actually did not purchase this. This was gifted to me one year for my birthday. And I'm so glad that I own this palette. This did not originally appeal to me because Carly Bible stuff usually, it looks like it's not going to work on brown skin girls, but this palette is brown girl friendly. Now these shades right here do lean a bit taupey, so you have to build those up. But this matte right here, I did a look with this the other day, and this was so super pigmented. So yeah, the more I use this palette, the more I really enjoy having it in my collection. I also have this palette right here from Gourmand Girls. This is the That Time of Year palette. Oh, I just did a look with this, and I freaking love this thing. Like these shades right here, all these shades. Just look at these. Like, I'll swatch 3 of them so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, that's Silver Bells. Oh, they don't look super opaque, but I'm telling you, you take these and put these over some glitter glue, or you put them over top of other shades, and they just glisten so much. It is just a gorgeous palette, indie brand. Super, supportive of small YouTubers. This palette was actually made in collaboration of 3 YouTubers, if you can see that right there. Debutante, Xenia, and Riri from the Brutally Honest Beauty, which I absolutely love her channel. And then my last 2 palettes that I have here in my shop, my stash. These are both new additions. This is the Pat McGrath Celestial Nirvana palette. This is her holiday release from this year. And I just recently added this to my collection because I found it on sale. It's beautiful. I don't own any other of her holiday releases, but this one right here, this is probably my favorite purchase that I made in 2022, like for the whole year. Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 4. Like, girl. I did a live with this. I did another look with this. These shades are just like, they are just literally everything. Like, I'm going to swatch just one. Well, maybe I'll swatch 2. I'll swatch these 2 right here. Like, girl. Now, I know I already have, like, glitter and sparkle. But, girl, look at that shift. Do you see that? I love everything sparkly, shifty, shiny, and I don't own a lot of indie singles, so this palette was a perfect purchase for me this year. Okay, moving right along, let's go through the next batch of eyeshadow palettes that I have here. So this right here is a palette that I found at Marshall's for $7.99. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Holly Fame collection. It's a limited edition palette, but this palette has so much in it. It has 8 bronzers. This is the butter bronzer formula. It has all these eyeshadows and it has all these blushes. I include this as an eyeshadow in my eyeshadow palette collection. I'm probably going to put this in my makeup kit, but I do want to test it out first on myself to make sure that, because I've never tried Physicians Formula eyeshadow formula. I've never tried their eyeshadows, but I love their blushes and their butter bronzer. I wish they were a little bit more brown girl friendly, but because a lot of the makeup clients that I do have fair skin, I think this will be a perfect addition to my kit, but I want to test it out first. This is a palette that I have that was gifted to me by Dion Loves Makeup. This is the Eloise the Queen palette. And she gifted this to me brand new. I only used it once, but I loved it when I used it. And I decided to keep it for myself. She wanted to invest in my makeup journey, and I just love the fact I get so much support from my community here. So she gifted me this along with a few other palettes. Some of the palettes didn't work for me, so I decided to gift them elsewhere, and some of them actually worked out really good, and I did put them in my kit. But this one, I'm keeping for myself because I know my clients are not going to ask for looks like that. All right, let's get into this. This palette has such sentimental value to me. This is the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie palette. Oh, I love this thing. I probably will never declutter it. Even if it gets to a point where I can't use it anymore, I probably won't ever declutter this. Every time I do a look for going out with my husband for a special occasion, anniversary, birthday, I always use this palette. And it's just got sentimental, value. And it's still beautiful. I mean, look at this blue. Like, girl, can't tell me nothing about that, okay? Next, we have my Urban Decay palettes. I'll show these all to you. This is the Urban Decay Naked Heat. I used to be an Urban Decay stan, and I used to own like all the Nakeds, but I decluttered all of them except for these that I have left here, because these are the only ones that still appeal to me. So I love the Heat. So there's that one. Oh, I'll just put them back here like this. This one is the Naked Cherry. I just don't know what they've been doing lately with their palettes. They're just not as interesting as they used to be to me at all. And this one right here, this is another palette that has a special place in my heart. This is the Urban Decay Naked Smoky. Now, I probably will never use this again. I don't even know if the shadows are still good, to be honest. Let me see. Let me see if I swatch it, if it'll do anything. Oh, you know what? Hold on now. I mean, not as impactful as some of the other shimmers that I have, but still good. But this palette will never leave my collection because this is the very first eyeshadow palette that I ever purchased. So this started the obsession. So it has a very sentimental meaning to me, and I will always keep it in my collection for sentimental reasons. Next, we have the Urban Decay Born to Run limited edition palette. I love this. Also, you can fold it all the way back. I've used it a few times. It does have a nice formula, like I said. This is great for every day. Great for people who don't want that wham bam in your face shimmer like I have come to love and appreciate now. So that's why I don't really use it too often, but I still want to hold on to it because it is still really a good quality palette. And then the last of my Urban Decays is the Urban Decay Naked Basics, Naked Ultimate Basics. This is the all matte palette. And I've used this quite a bit. I love having all matte palettes and combining them with all shimmer palettes. It just gives me a lot of versatility. I thought about decluttering this, but I pulled it out and used it in the Shop My Stash. And the formula still is really good. It blends really well. They're pigmented shades. So I'm going to keep it around. It made the cut. While I'm over here, I might as well show you this Too Faced palette. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Another palette that I considered decluttering because, I mean, I think I just bought it just to buy it because I was just like obsessed with getting eyeshadow palettes and I wanted to have something of everything. But I just don't gravitate towards these shades anymore because I have shimmers in here. I have shimmers in my collection that I prefer a lot more, but I pulled it and used it in the Shop My Stash and I still love it. So I'm going to keep it around. I also want to keep it around for when I do my daughter's makeup because she likes soft neutrals like this. This is a palette that I just got in one of my, I think I got it in BOXYCHARM. BOXYCHARM PR. This is the Item Beauty In My Element palette. Y'all, this is gorgeous. I used this once. I created one look with it, but it's beautiful. I love the layout of it too. You got the warmer shades up top, the cooler shades on the bottom, and then the shimmers on the outside. I love it. This is a really, really good palette. Really, really good palette. This is another recent purchase. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes. I found this at TJ Maxx for $29.99. I've had my eye on this palette for so long, but I couldn't justify spending the full price for it. But when I saw that they had it at TJ Maxx and it was in perfect condition, I was like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to pick this palette up and add it to my collection. Now, I love more colorful shades, but I'm not afraid to wear neutrals either, especially because I do have to go into the office occasionally. So neutrals can be my friend as well. Now let's get into the rest of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I believe I have 9 in total of these. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, these are the other 7 I have. So we have here the infamous Jackie Ina palette. Y'all, if you do not know, this is that girl. I mean, this shade right here called Zam. Trust issues. It's sponsored. You could tell I've loved on this palette. Freaking love it. Absolutely amazing. This is the Alyssa Edwards palette. Not my absolute favorite of my ABHs that I own, but I'm still happy that I have it. I thought about decluttering it, but I don't think I'm going to because I just want to keep it in my collection. So it's going to stay. And then, of course, we have the OG Soft Glam. A lot of people's favorite everyday palette. We have the Norvina. This is a beautiful palette as well. Modern Renaissance. When I first got into ABH, I bought this and Soft Glam at the same time. And now that I'm looking at this and I've used this again, I don't gravitate towards this as much as I used to because it doesn't have those bam shimmers in it like I love. But I'm still going to hold on to it because I can always use this as a companion palette. I know I have other shimmers that I can use with it. And then we have the Prism palette. This is discontinued, but again, I won't get rid of it. I love this palette. I love the color story. I love how unique it is. It may look like it's all over the place, but for somebody like me who loves color and who is an artist, I see so many looks that I could put together with this. Love it. Not going anywhere. And then last but not least, another infamous palette, the Subculture, which got a lot of flack when it came out some time ago. You can still find this palette on sale at TJ Maxx for like $20. They still have like a plethora of these. So if you did ever want to pick up this palette, you can get it at TJ Maxx. But I love this palette. I love how unique the color story is. Now, even though it only has 3 shimmers in it, but the mattes, I just think the color story is so unique and grungy. Yes, it's powdery. All ABH palettes mattes are a little powdery. But I freaking love this thing. I don't care what anyone says. And it's going to always stay in my collection. And that's that. Now let's cover some affordable palettes that I have in my collection. Well, there's some mid-range palettes in here too. I'm going to start with the ones on the side right here. So the first one is the Violet Voss HG Pro palette. Oh, sorry. This is a beautiful everyday neutral with some pops of wine shades down here. This is a solid palette. I used it so much when I first got it. I got this when I first started BOXYCHARM, back when they used to, well, you know, I can't even say that they don't include good palettes anymore. They still include good palettes, but I think I got this in a Boxy Luxe, if I'm not mistaken, my very first Boxy Luxe. But anyway, I still have it. I love it. Violet Voss has a very solid formula, so I will definitely hold on to that. And again, when I need to do makeup on my daughter, like soft to neutral makeup, I like to have options for that. This is the Patrick Star One Size Visionary palette. I got this in an Ipsy bag, I believe. Yeah, Ipsy bag. Glam Bag X, I think. Yeah, another neutral palette with some pops of color. It's got a nice black. It's got a nice bone shade. A little silver in there. It's a solid palette. It's a solid formula. I like it. And that's why I kept it. Next, we have the Morphe 15N Night Master palette. Now, y'all don't judge me about this palette when you see it, okay? I don't know what I was doing, but there was one time I was doing something with this palette and I literally dug my nails and finger into all these shades. That's why they look like that. But, I mean, I know it looks like it's hard pan, but, you know, Morphe has a solid formula. Morphe has a very solid formula. So much so that I have 2 of their neutral palettes in my makeup kit, and they are my go-to palettes. I use them on everybody. So I just love Morphe's formula, as you can tell by the rest of the Morphe palettes I'm going to show you. All right, let's talk about Juvia's Place. I'm going to start over here. This is the other little quad that I have. This is the Rebel Mints. There's 2 or 3 more of these quads, but I only picked up this one in the grays. Those are the ones that appeal to me. These metallics in here are freaking next level. Like, let me show you. Like, girl, these metallics, I know, hold on. It's not swatching the way, these swatches are not doing it justice, but I'm telling you, You put these on your eyeballs, these metallics are next level, okay? Especially if you put them over glitter glue. So yes, again, I bought these as companion palettes. Freaking love it. Okay, next one I have is the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette. By the way, Juvia's Place has amazing sales. Never ever pay full price for Juvia's Place. They're affordable anyway. They're a great affordable brand anyway. Woman owned, black owned brand anyway. But always wait for a sale, because a lot of times they have 40, 50, 60% off, and it makes their stuff even more worth it. This is the Afrique. I'm gonna try to go through this a little quicker because I still have so many palettes to get through. This is the Saharan. One of my favorites, the Nomad. The Warrior. Warrior 2. The all matte one. Love this because not only can you use this on your eyes, you can use this on your face. You can use these as bronzers, blushes, eyeliner, whatever you need. This is your girl. I've used it on my brows before. This is a Warrior 3. Very colorful. The Festival. I love the artwork on all of their palettes, by the way. They remind me a lot of the artwork that my uncle Cal Massey, God rest his soul. A lot of the artwork that he used to do kind of resembles this. So it's another reason why I am gravitated towards their palettes. And then we have the Zulu. This is my favorite colorful palette from them. Freaking love it. I love everything. And this is the Masquerade Mini. Now I'm gonna jump back over here because I'm gonna show you the other Morphe palette that I have from Jaclyn Hill. This is the Dark Magic palette. I've only used this once, I think. But again, Morphe has a solid formula. Now I have, these are some of my larger Colourpop palettes that I own. So first one, let me push this back a little bit. First one is the Stone Cold Fox. This is the Cool Tones one. Beautiful cool tone color story. This is the So Jaded Kathleen Lights one. Oh, so freaking pretty. So much variety, so much versatility. And then the other one, surprisingly, this one is probably my most used out of all three of these, is the Bare Necessities, y'all. Because it's an everyday palette. The only thing is these mattes that have sparkles in them, it's the only formula that I wish Colourpop would stop doing. Because as soon as you blend these, as soon as you start to blend, the sparkles go everywhere. But other than that, it's just a really solid neutral everyday palette. Next we have the Blend Bunny Surge palette. This was a new addition to my collection earlier this year. And the formula is phenomenal. The mattes, I mean, she's got everything you could ever want in a colorful palette. You got pastels, you got neons, you got shimmers, you got dark shades in every color. You got these mid shades in every color. They're super pigmented. They're easily blendable. I mean, she knocked this out of the literal park, okay? And the last four that are in here, these are my larger Morphe palettes. So this one is the 35M Boss Mood. Oh, I love this thing. This is one of my favorites. Shade names are on the paper, but I don't care about that. I freaking love this thing. This is the 3503 Fierce by Nature. And then I have the two Jaclyn Hill palettes. So this is, I think this is the volume 1. Yeah, this is the volume 1. And this is the newer one. You see it's in the newer style packaging. So this is the newer formulated one. And then this is the volume 2, which this one by far is my favorite out of the two. But I still wanted to own them both because I'm a collector and that's what I do. All right, got another batch to show you guys. So in here we have some from Tarte. We've got some indie brands. I got all my nomads in here. We've got Ace Beauty, Huda Beauty. Let's just go through these. I've got these two palettes right here from the Tarteist brand. This is the Tarte Pro. I love the way Tarte eyeshadows smell. So that's the Tarte Pro. And this is the Pro Remix. So this is the more colorful, more shimmery one. The partner to the original. Whenever I want to use, I always pull these two palettes together and use them together. This right here is the C Color Around the World palette. This is a dupe for the Urban Decay Born to Run. I bought this with the intention of doing like a companion, like a side-by-side video, but I ain't never get around to it, but that's all right. This is the You Can Be Aromas palette. This is a dupe to the Huda Beauty Nudes palette, I believe. Naughty Nudes or something. Natural Nudes. I forget which one. But it's a dupe to that palette. It's a decent formula. Let's go back here. Okay. These are all of my Nomad cosmetic palettes. Well, I have one more that I'll show you in, you know, another section, but let me go through these. One of my favorite indie brands that I discovered a couple years ago. This is the Venice Simplin Express palette. This is the Toscana palette. Very soft everyday color story. This one is the Lago de Como palette, the Lake Como palette. Oh, I think this one is this one, and there's one more that I'm gonna show you that's my favorite. This is the Iceland Fire and Ice. Oh, I love this thing. Love, love, love this thing. Just love the variety of the color story. This is the first Nomad palette that I ever received from Ipsy, and this started the whole thing. This palette has been discontinued, unfortunately, but I will never get rid of it. It's the Berlin Underground. I was so shocked when I tried their formula. I just got hooked, and I bought more palettes. This is the America's Parks from Nomad. Another gorgeous, colorful story. This is the pastel one, the Harajuku. And then last but not least, this is the newest addition to my collection. This is the Whistler Snow Lodge. And I have not touched this palette yet. I have not used it, swatched it. Look, see the paper still on here. Oh, stunning, stunning, stunning. I'm definitely pulling this for my next shot, my stash, so for sure. Okay, now let's go through these palettes here. We'll start in the front with all of my Ace Beauty palettes, another woman-owned, black-owned brand, indie brand that I discovered recently through these subscription boxes. This is the first palette I believe that I ever received from them. In BOXYCHARM, this is the Grandiose palette. Such a cute little 8-pan palette. Love the size, perfect for travel. Not sure if this is still available, but love it anyway. This is the Ace Beauty. This is the Vintage Dawn. I gotta stop saying Ace Beauty because they're all Ace Beauty. But that's the Vintage Dawn. Falling for You. The Flare, which I purchased this for $9 in the BOXYCHARM pop-up shop. The Oceanic. This is my favorite one that I own from them. Gorgeous. Last but not least, the Nostalgia palette. And this one was gifted to me by my girl Joy from Joy's Beauty Jones. And then we have the Alamar Cosmetics. This is the Reina del Caribe Reina de Caribe Volume 1. Oh my God. The shimmers in here are freaking stunning. Like, I gotta show you. Like, oh my God. So this is called Veradoro and El Malicon or El Malicon. Girl, do you see this? Like, these are some of my favorite shimmers that I own in a palette for sure. Next, I have two Huda Beauty palettes. This one is the Desert Dusk. I haven't gotten too much use out of this, honestly. I don't know why. I love the color story. It's warm and I love warm tone shades. But for some, and it's got purples in it. Purple's my favorite color, but for some reason I just haven't pulled this palette to use it, so I have to do that more often. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. Again, another gorgeous color story. The formula of these shades are beautiful, but again, I just haven't pulled these palettes out to use them because I have way too many, but that's all right. Next, we have these two palettes from formerly Kat Von D. Now they are KVD Vegan Beauty. These are the Shade and Light palettes. This one is the All Shimmer one. And this one is the All Matte one. And these are, again, palettes that I pulled out last year to test and to shop my stash to see if I still wanted to keep them. The formula was still good. I love the looks that I created with them. So I'm still going to keep them around. And last but not least in this batch is the Suva Beauty, the Rose Period palette. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I got this in a Tribe beauty box and I love this. This is perfect for Valentine's Day. I love the color story. The formula is solid. Really, really nice addition to my collection. Okay, let's go through this batch. I've got some affordable options in here. I've got a few higher ends. I've got some indie brands that I've gotten from subscription boxes. So let's go ahead and just get through this. I feel like it's going to take me forever to film this video. This is the Estate Cosmetics Fall Edit Palette. I received this in an Ipsy Glam Bag Plus PR box. Another cute little palette. I thought that I was going to put this in my makeup kit, but I tried it and I like the formula. It's the only palette that I have from Estate Cosmetics, so, but I do like it. I'm going to keep it. This is the Fluid Otherworldly palette, another subscription box Ipsy palette. Gorgeous. Had to keep it due to that purple pressed glitter. This is the Aether Beauty, sorry. This is the Aether Beauty, what's the name of this palette? Hold on, let me open it up. Okay, I don't know what the name of this palette is, but this is an Aether Beauty palette. It's got this purple turquoisey color story. And even though I only used it once, I really do like it. There's no mirror in here because they are trying to be sustainable and good to the environment, and their packaging is all cardboard. So that's why they do that. But this is a really good palette. I'm trying to see, does this have the name of the palette on it? I don't even know what the name of that palette is, y'all. If y'all know the name of this, the actual name of this palette, this color story, let me know. Because I don't know the name of it, y'all. Next, we have the Oma Beauty Black Magic Carnival palette. Another black owned brand. Oh my God, this palette is so stunning. So stunning. Shimmers are beautiful. Mattes are colorful. Pigmented. Just an all around good palette. Next is the Makeup Revolution. This is the Foil Frenzy Fusion palette. Sorry that you can see me in there. And this is all foiled metallic eyeshadows. And I love having this. This is only $12 because this is the type of palette that I will pull out with, say, the ABH Modern Renaissance, the Natasha Denona Safari palette, the Urban Decay palette, anything that I have that has all mattes, I'll pull this with it and use it with it, and it works out really good. Next, I have the LA Girl Keep It Playful Downplay palette. Just a neutral palette with some metallic, some shimmers. Very nice. Don't sleep on LA Girl, y'all. They have a really good formula. This is another Drugstore amazing companion palette. This is the Flower Beauty Jungle Lights palette. I mean, these shades are stunning. If you know, you know. Hidden gem at the drugstore. Another drugstore palette, the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean. Stunning. Love the color story, and found it at TJ Maxx for $5.99. Keeping on with the drugstore, this is the Profusion Temptress palette. This is probably my favorite Profusion palette that I own because of how versatile it is. You got your neutrals, you got some color, you got some smoky options. I just love this. I just absolutely love this palette. Then we have some more palettes from LA Girl. This is LA Girl Break Free. This one is the This Is Me color story. So this is the pinky purpley color story. And these palettes are affordable as they are at $16.99, but I picked it up on sale for half off for $7.99. This is the Hot Hot Heat Aloha Vibes palette. Oh, so stunning. And that's my favorite shade right there. Like right there. I feel like I'm only swatching like blue and silver shades. And it's a tad on the crumbly side, so you got to be careful. Highly recommend doing your eyes first and also putting on some glitter glue. But girl, if you don't come through LA Girl and the drugstore, like, girl. But I don't know if you can see in the pan. Like I said, the shade is very crumbly, so you have to be careful. You gotta be careful with that one. And then this is the other Break Free palette. This is the BU version, and this is the Warm Neutral version. I feel like, hold on one second. Let me just wipe off my fingers so I can grab some more of these palettes for y'all. All right, next I'm gonna show you my Odin's Eye palettes. These were gifted to me by my dear friend on Instagram, Lorraine Coleman. So this is the Verdandi palette. I'm probably screwing up the names so bad, but that's this palette here. I had never tried anything from their brand before until I got these palettes. They are stunning. And then this one is the Alva palette. Stunning. Let's show you this one. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette. This is a smaller version of, there's like a full-size version of this that has like 4 more shades. It's a lot longer, but this is the one that I received from BOXYCHARM. Another indie brand, B Bella Cosmetics. This is the Life in Pastel palette. And this is gorgeous. That's a pressed glitter right there. Like a multi-shade pressed glitter. And this palette is definitely brown girl friendly. Pastels are pigmented. They show up. They blend nicely. The shimmers are wham bam. My kind of palette. Next one is the only one that I have from Cara Beauty. This is the Purple Haze. Looks like that. Got a very nice pinky purpley color story with 2 beautiful pressed glitters. I apologize if you can hear my daughter singing in the background. Next, I'm going to go through all of my Netty Bird Cosmetics palettes. So I have 5 of them here in various color stories. So this one is the Sibling Loyalty palette. So this is the blue color story. This is the Vitamin C palette. So this is the orangey, warm tone color story. Surprisingly, my least used one. This one is the Middle Child palette. Oh, so pretty. You see, every single one of the palettes has pressed glitters in them, and I love it. This is the Sibling Rivalry palette. Oh, let's get that open. Yep, which is the green color story. And then last but not least is the Feminine Energy palette. This is the one that turned me on to their brand. Clearly because of the purple color story. And these glitters, they make amazing pressed glitters, y'all. And then the very last palette in here is another newer addition to my collection, 2020. It is the Nomad Haunted Europe. And I love this thing because look, do you see? Hold on, let's see if I can get it to change on camera. Do you see that? It like, hold on. There you go. Look at that. Girl. And there is the beautiful grungy color story of that palette. On to the next batch. So in here we have the rest of my Colourpop palettes. I've got some Viseart palettes, Nabla, some Alter Ego. Let's go through these. I'm going to start over here with the Colourpop palettes. There's also a Morphe palette stuck in here. So these, I don't know if you remember these. These are those 9-pan monochromatic palettes from Colourpop that they came out with some time ago. Y'all know Colourpop releases, you know, a gazillion releases, and once I figured out that they release so freaking much, I kind of stopped buying from them because I feel like I have everything that I need from them. So yeah, here we go. So this one is the It's My Pleasure, the purple one. Just My Luck. Blue Moon. Ooh La La. Yeah, I gouged that shade right there. Strawberry Shake. Proceed with Caution. This is the Makeup Shayla and Colourpop collab. Then we have the Baroque. This is a newer palette I added to my collection. Wanted more cool tones. I'll do the other two. This is the Savaje palette. Becky G and Colourpop. I'm pretty sure this one's not available anymore, but I debated decluttering it, but I'm not going to declutter it because I like the color story. I used to have the Yes Please palette, and I decided to declutter it because it was my oldest Colourpop palette and I never used it anymore. And then the last one that I have from Colourpop is the Gather Round Sisters palette. This is the first release. This is the only one that appealed to me. So this is the only one that I purchased. And then this is the Disney Morphe Mickey Mouse palette. I found this at TJ Maxx. So I went ahead and picked it up because I like the color story. Now I'm gonna show you my little Viseart palettes. So all of these palettes, with the exception of this one, I won in a giveaway from Erica Tesla. And if you are not following her, you need to be following her. She's an amazing creator. She's got a huge following on Instagram. And I would like to see her grow more on YouTube. But anyway, this one is the Petite Pro De. This one is, I got this in Ipsy, I believe. I won't take the plastic thing off. I'll just show you. Because I know this video is probably longer than a month of Sundays, as my grandmother used to say. This is the Paris Etoile. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these, y'all. I don't speak French. Okay? Haven't used this one yet, but I plan to. Let's do all the little ones. So I got all these little ones here. So we have the Petite Peridot. This one is the Garnet. The Bouillon, which I love this one. The only one I've tried is the Lapis. I haven't tried these other ones yet, but a good girl. And these palettes, like all of these shades, are magnetic and you can pop them out and put them in a Z palette. I thought about doing that, but then I wouldn't know what color, the names of the colors. And I keep all the packaging because the packaging has all the names on the shades. Sorry. The packaging has all the names of the shades. So that's why I keep the boxes. And then this one is the Lapis. The Petite Lapis. Quad. Okay, those are all the little ones. Now we have the two bigger ones that I have. This is the Cashmere. This is the more mauve, cool tone. And again, I keep the boxes so that I have the names of all the shades. Now, mind you, I did rearrange this. I did rearrange this palette. I put all of the shimmers and the satins together and then put all the mattes together. But that's that. It's just easier for my eyeballs. Okay? So don't judge me. This one is the Bijouette. Again, I think I rearranged this color story too. Yep, I rearranged this. I put all the shimmers together and all the mattes together, because this to me is all over the place. This is way more organized and easier for my eyeballs. All right, that covers all the Visearts. This is the one and only palette that I have from Nabla. This is the Cutie Platinum palette. And I bought this from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. This is so stunning. Like, I have to swatch these two shades right here. I gotta swatch those for y'all. Cause that silver and then that deeper shade. What? Girl. So freaking stunning. Okay. I love that silver shade. I love those shades so much. I took this palette on vacation with me to Vegas. Love it. Okay. This is the Ciate London Spice palette, and I got this from BOXYCHARM, I believe. And the mattes in here are not particularly my favorite because you have to build them up quite a bit. But these metallics are gorgeous. Like, I'll just swatch this one, this lightest one, so you can see. And I'll put it right in the middle. You see that? That's a nice, it's got a very nice metallic formula. So yeah, that's that palette there. And then these are all of my palettes from Ultra Ego. So first we have, and Ultra Ego is a dupe company, and they make dupes for Natasha Denona and other high-end luxury makeup. So this is the Sahara palette. As you can see, very well loved. The Shadow Kiss, which is the cool toned and a dupe for the Natasha Denona Glam. The Goddess palette, which I believe is a dupe for the Gold, Natasha Denona Gold. The Canyon palette, which I think is a dupe for the Bronze. I haven't used this one yet. It's the only one I haven't used out of all of them. And then the Artemis palette, which this is a dupe for the Metropolis. And I love the mattes and the shimmer, but the cream shadows in here, I don't like the cream shadows. And I don't know if it's just me not using them right. Like, can you see how they look hard pan? Like, I've only tried those maybe once or twice, and I feel like every time I touch them, they're hard panned. So I don't like the cream. I don't like the cream formula in here, but I love the, I love the regular mattes and shimmers in here. Now I'm going to show you some, I'm going to show you my Z palettes that I have, and also all of my BH Cosmetics palettes. And then I'm going to finish this video with sharing with you guys all of my Pat McGrath palettes. I wanted to save those for last. So let's go through these. I'll show you the BH ones first. So these are from the Say It collection. I know BH Cosmetics is, well, they're still in business, but they were bought out by Makeup Revolution, and you know, they've done some rearranging of their brand, but the palettes I have, I'm glad that I have. So let me show them to you. So this is the Looking Like a Snack. I apologize if you hear my daughters in the background. This one, of course, is F Off. This one is Do Not Disturb. These are two of the birthstone palettes, or birth month palettes. So I found these at TJ Maxx. So this one is the Garnet one for January, and I got this one because my youngest daughter, Charlotte, was born on January 1st. So I definitely wanted to have this palette for her. And I just happened to see this palette. This is the July one, the Ruby one. And I wanted to try this one too. They were $5.99. Then I have these from the travel series. So this is the Smitten in Switzerland, which is the more cool tones. And look at y'all. It has a shade in here with my name on it. So cute. This is the Blueberry Muffin palette. And then here we have the Avocado palette. Avocado Toast, sorry. Avocado Toast. Okay, I probably should have taken them out of the sleeves before I showed them to you, so I apologize about that, but some people like hearing the sounds. Almost like, kind of like ASMR. Eyeshadow palette ASMR. All right, these are the Sweet Shop palettes, and I was able to pick up 4 of them. So we have the Bubblegum, which is the blue monochromatic color story. The Pistachio. I don't know why they discontinued these palettes, y'all. These have such amazing formulas in them. I'll swatch one when I get to the nude one. I'll swatch it. The Orange Sorbet. So this is the orange color story. Here, I'll swatch one of the orange ones, just so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm swatching this one called Double Scoop. Like, look at that. Look at that metallic for an affordable formula. Stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And then last but not least is the neutral one, and this is the Sugar Cone. And I'll swatch this shade right here called Cinnamon. Like, that's a look right there, just with those 2 shades. Smooth, ultra metallic, just solid formula that is affordable. These were at TJ Maxx for, like, see that? $7.99. Okay, and now that we have my Z palettes. So this is my little custom Z palette that I make. And what I do is I just take some shades from these 3 Z palettes and I put it in here so that I can use some of my singles in my Shop My Stash. So this is the one that I have curated for the month of January. This is a sneak peek. So we have, this is a shade from Ofra. These 3 shades right here are from an Ulta Beauty nude palette. These 2 shades here are from Glam Shop. These 3 are from Terra Moons, and this one is a Divina Multichrome. So that's my little curated Z palette. And then here are the rest of my remaining Z palettes. So this Z palette right here, I just keep some random stuff in here. These shades right here are from Ofra. These are from a Milani palette that I depotted. And then these are from the neutral nude Ulta Beauty palette that I depotted. And then these 2 are some highlighters from Milani. It's a little discombobulated right now, but this one has some Ofra shadows in it. It's also got my remaining, these are all from Glam Shop, these shades here. Let me move this one up here so it's a little bit more easier on the eyes to look at. So all of these shades here are all from Glam Shop. And then these shades here are from Ofra Cosmetics. This was, I forget the name of the palette, but it came in like bulky packaging. So I just took all the shades out of the Ofra palette and put them in my Z palettes. And then last but not least, this is my most prized possession Z palette. I love this one. This one has my Terra Moons and my Divinas. So I think the bottom row, yeah, the bottom row is all Divina. And then, oh wait, this is a Divina shade too, isn't it? No, this is Terra Moons UFO. Where's my other Divina shade? I thought I had 6 of them. Hold please. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I had to rearrange them. I knew I had 6 Divina shades. So these shades all down here are all from Divina. These are all of her, crap, what's the name of that set? I forget the name of the set, but that's these down here. And then these 2 rows up here are all Terra Moon shadows. So, and then some of those I pulled to put in here so that I can get use out of these single shades. So you see, this is it. Like this, and this, and this, and then this little guy. Those are all my singles. So as you can see, I don't have a lot of singles. So that's why buying, you know, a palette full of multi-chromes or duochromes is more reasonable for me, because I don't have such a massive singles collection. All right, yeah. Now let's move on to the grand finale, which is Mama Pat. Also, here is the grand finale of my collection. These are all of my Mama Pat motherships. And spoiler, as I said in the beginning of this video, I have 2 more that are on the way. I know y'all, y'all probably gonna kill me, because when I first started my channel, I did not see the point of spending this much money on these eyeshadow palettes. But once I tried her formula, I was hooked. And I don't pay full price for anything that I buy from her. I always wait for her to have a sale. And that is the only time that I purchase any of these big motherships from her. So let's go ahead and go through these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 motherships with me right now as of today. And again, I have 2 more coming. I ordered mothership 9 and 10 because right now she's having an end of the year VIP sale, and everything on her website is 40% off, which is unheard of for Pat McGrath. So anyway, let's go through these palettes, y'all. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is one of the 6 pans. This is the Mothership Sublime Golden Opulence. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is not one of my favorites. I don't gravitate towards this very much because I got this because I just wanted to try her formula, but I don't like this packaging. I don't like the packaging of this palette, but the shades in here are beautiful. It's a great palette for every day. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm never going to get rid of it. I will never, ever, 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 ever declutter anything that I purchase from Pat McGrath. But it's just not one of my favorites. So yeah, there's that. This one was gifted to me by my beautiful friend, Miss Lorraine. This is the Blitz Astral Quad Ritualistic Rose. So yes, we are going to go through and open every single one. And if you know, you do not get rid of Mama Pat packaging, okay? Because you just don't. Because that's not what we do when we're Pat McGrath stands. So she always has a card in there, gives all the shade names. I wish she would put the shade names on the palette, but that's neither here nor there. The shades speak for themselves. I dropped the box, so put that over to the side. All right, so I have Mothership 1 Subliminal. This is the Cool Tones one. Absolutely gorgeous. Black, what's the name of that shade? Extreme Black. One of the most beautiful, pigmented, easily blendable black shades that I own in my entire collection. All right, so y'all just bear with me while I do this, okay? We're just gonna have a satisfying moment of opening and closing all these Pat palettes, all right? That's just what we're gonna do. I can't get it back in here. There we go. All right, next we have Mothership 3 Subversive. This I just added to my collection this year during one of her sales. I think I picked this up for 35% off. And I believe this one, does this one also have Extreme Black in it? Yes, this palette also has Extreme Black in it, but I'm okay with it because, again, one of the best black matte shades that I own in my entire collection. It's freaking stunning. Next, we have Mothership 4 Decadence. This is the all shimmer metallic one. There's no special shades in here. It's just all shimmer, her regular metallic formula. Beautiful formula. I wish there were some special shades in here, but I am still happy that I bought it. And I love having it in my collection. This one is Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. This is the first big Mothership that I ever purchased, and this is the palette that started my Mama Pat obsession. Not even this one, because I bought this one before I bought this, but this one right here, this one started the obsession, y'all. It's my favorite color story. It's my all-time favorite Mothership. It will always be my all-time favorite Mothership because, again, it started the obsession. I love the color story. It's warm, toned, bronzy, red, deep purple, the astral shades, the special shades. This is just me. This is my ideal neutral type palette. Like, this is me. This is me in a neutral palette. This palette right here. Then we have Mothership 6. This is Midnight Sun. Some people do not like this palette. A lot of people say that this is their least favorite palette, but I like it. I don't have a least favorite Mama Pat palette, I don't think. Actually, I do. It's this one. This is my least favorite one. But out of the Motherships, I don't know. I don't know if I could pick a least favorite one. But this is her right here. And all of her stunning glory. And then last but not least, we have Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2. So once I get Mothership 9 and Mothership 10, and I was able to purchase this in the limited edition pink packaging, she brought it back, which I was so surprised of. I thought I was going to miss out on this. Hold on. Are the shades in here? Yeah, here's the shades right here. So that is this palette here. She brought back the limited edition pink packaging and then had it on sale. And I was like, what? Because when this first came out, I thought that I was never going to be able to get this palette. And it didn't appeal to me at first because of the pink. And I felt like Mama was being a little pink heavy. But when she brought it back in the limited edition packaging and it was on sale, I could not help myself, y'all. I could not help myself. And again, like I said, I just purchased Mothership 9 and 10, which neither one of those color stories appealed to me when they first came out. But they are on sale at 40% off. And that is my language. All right, so that is it. That is a wrap for my eyeshadow palette collection for 2022. Woo, that was a long one, y'all. All right, you guys, so that is a wrap for my full eyeshadow palette collection video for 2022. I know it's airing in 2023, but this is as of the end of 2022. This is my full eyeshadow palette collection, and I just wanted to reflect back on my collection from previous years for y'all, just to show you how much of an eyeshadow palette hoarder I am. When I first started out in 2019, I had 60 eyeshadow palettes, and I thought that was a lot. Fast forward to 2021, March 2021, which was the last time I filmed this video, I had 133 eyeshadow palettes. Since filming that video, I have added 70 eyeshadow palettes to my collection. I now have 203. Actually, no, I have 200. I'm going to have 206 because I have 3 palettes coming. 2 Motherships and another little 6-pan multi-chrome palette from Gourmand Girls. I don't know what to say, y'all. I'm an eyeshadow palette lover. Eyeshadow is my jam. It's what I love. It's what I invest in. I just love it. And I know people may say, Gigi, there's no way you can use that much makeup in your lifetime. Guess what? I'm going to damn sure try. Okay. So yeah, that's it. That's a wrap for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you are new here and you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much to all of you who stuck through to the very end. I know this was a long one, but I love watching long eyeshadow palette collections with some swatches and a little ASMR. So I hope it was satisfying and soothing for you to watch, okay? Make sure that you are Make sure that you have your notifications turned on so that you are notified every time I drop a video. Make sure that you like this video or let the community know that you guys enjoy the content that I'm bringing to you. Also, make sure you have make sure that you are following me on my other social medias. Gigi Loves Beauty 2 will put the handle right here. I'm more active on Instagram than I am here on YouTube. So if you want to keep up with me in between these videos, you gotta follow me over there, y'all. I post a lot of interesting content that I do not share over here, over on my Instagram and over on my IG stories, okay? I will also put my professional makeup page, Gigi Loves Makeup, right here. That is where, when I do makeup on other people, that is where I post those looks, okay? To all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for continuing to support this girl right here. And to all of my newbies who come on board, thank you for joining me as well. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!